Hi, I'm Wilf, the lead designer here at Kiroku, and I'm going to take 5 minutes to show you how to convert this basic Word template into a dynamic, self-writing document with our brand new product, Kiroku Docs. So let's take a quick look around. On the right here we have our Docs writer. This is a standard word processor, but so much more than that. We'll explain why shortly. For now, let's have a look on the left-hand side. We have our Kiroku Notes template. Now this is going to look very familiar to you if you're an existing Kiroku user. If not, don't worry, it will soon be explained. On the top here, we have our Docs toolbar. There's a lot of functionality up here. We're going to unpick that over the course of the next few videos. For now, let's have a look at the template that we're converting. You can see here we have these placeholders. Our aim today is to convert all of these placeholders into dynamic fields that will write themselves when you go to send your patient document. Let's start with this placeholder here, insert patient name. Highlight it, delete it, and then go up here to inline text variable. Click that, and then click custom text variable. We're going to give it a name, patient name, and then we're going to click create. And you can see this dynamic field has been inserted where the placeholder was. Now, whenever you go to write this letter, that will be auto-filled for you. Now that we've sorted the patient name, let's make sure that our salutation stays relevant to the patient's gender. Right now that's Mr. That's only applicable if our patient is a man. So head up to the pronoun tool, click that, and you'll see we have 3 options. We've got auto-convert gendered words, scan and convert gendered words, and manually insert pronoun field. Right now, all we need is scan and convert gendered words. So we click that and we see that Mr. has turned into a dynamic field, which will input automatically with the relevant salutation based on your patient's gender. Before we move on from the pronoun tool, let's have a look at auto-convert gendered words. Now, in our previous example, we only had one gendered word on the page, Mr. If we had more, the scan and convert function would have searched all of them, found them all, and converted them all for us. But there is another way of doing this, where Kiroku can watch what we're typing and actually convert our gendered words on the fly for us. So if we turn auto-convert gendered words on, and then strictly for an example, I'm going to type something in here. You are a very pleasant gentleman. Bang! Instantly, Kiroku has noticed that we've used the gendered word gentleman and has replaced it with a dynamic field for us. So we don't even have to think about whether or not we're using gendered language. Kiroku will detect it and convert it for us. So now we have the top line of our document sorted. In actual fact, you are a very pleasant gentleman, lady, or person. That's a very charming thing to add to our letter, but not strictly relevant to a post-operative report. So I'm going to delete that. Now that's out of the way, we can move on to our next job. We're going to replace this placeholder here, insert appointment date, with a dynamic field. So firstly, let's highlight that and delete it. Now we'll go back to our main menu and we'll go to the date tool here. You click that and we've got an array of useful date functions. We've got today's date, that will automatically populate with the date that you write the letter. We've got in 1 week, we've got in 1 month, and we've got in 1 year. Now, what we're looking for right now is appointment date. This will automatically populate with the date that the notes were taken. So we click that, it gets inserted, and we have "it was a pleasure to see you on appointment date." And suddenly that sentence is self-writing. Now we're going to try something slightly more complicated. We're going to remove this insert tooth placeholder. So again, highlight and delete it. Now we're going to go up to Notes Content. Click that and you'll see this helpful helper video pops up. For now, ignore that. What we want to do is automatically fill that section of the letter with the relevant teeth, the teeth that the patient is having extracted. So we're going to go here and we're going to click this button here, Select Teeth. Now that automatically inputs the value from Select Teeth into your letter. Okay, so our document's now looking pretty close to complete. There's just one more thing that we need to address before this is good to go. We have here this piece of advice. As a smoker, we advise you to stop smoking to reduce the risk of dry socket. That is fantastic advice, but only relevant if our patient is indeed a smoker. So what we're going to do is highlight that line, and then we're going to click Logic Block. And you can see this is now wrapped in what we call a logic block. Now, that means that this output will conditionally appear if certain buttons are clicked during your appointment. So we need to choose those buttons. So I'm going to click Add Trigger Button here, and then I'm going to look for medical history. And here we have under smoker status, I only want this to appear if we click smoker during the appointment. So I click that button, and now the logic block rules read, logic block will appear if smoker is clicked. Now you can feel free to experiment with rules in logic blocks as you see fit. You can add multiple trigger buttons, you can change the logic from is clicked to isn't clicked. But for now, all we're interested in is making sure that this only appears when smoker is clicked. So we've done that. We can now press the tick button here and move on to the next step. So that's our doc complete. Thanks so much for watching this far, and I hope you found it useful. I encourage you to explore this document further on your own and mess around with whatever features you can find. There'll be more courses for you to learn the more advanced features of Kiroku Docs in the near future. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please get in touch with support.